Okay, we're ready to move on. Moving on to getting realistic field sizes using GIMP. We're gonna take that image that we made with Paint.net and we're using for our PDA, and we're gonna make that. We'll use that to create our fields in GIMP, and this is going to be way more accurate than painting all those fields by hand. All right, as I showed you in I think lesson 1, you can paint all those fields by hand if you really want to, but dear God, this is going to be a lifesaver, I swear. So it's probably one of the most satisfying parts of the tutorial, to be honest. So after you've gotten the DEM about where you want it, we're going to jump into this and hopefully start to in-game the map and check our work, make sure everything's nice and neat. Okay, so prep work. You're gonna need GIMP. I use GIMP 2.10.20. They probably do have updated versions. Hopefully they're not too different. But if you want to use this tutorial properly, I'm using that version. Okay. See here, Paint.net. You already have Paint.net. We're just gonna use this to scale our images. And Notepad++. You're gonna need Notepad++. You hopefully will have that already. I'm gonna drag this over here. I'm gonna go into the tutorial map. I'm gonna go into textures where we had those PDAs. By the way, I resized this PDA. I made another one that was 2048 by 2048, as I mentioned briefly in the previous lesson. Turns out it didn't make any difference at all. So we have our PDA image here, 2040. Actually, I'm just going to use, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one I use. What am I talking about? We're resizing it anyway, so copy, paste, onto the desktop. I'm going to go open with Paint.net. Cool beans. Image, resize. Now, for our cultivator density and fruit density, these are the sizes. 4096 by 4096 for a 1x, 8192 by 8192 for a 4x. Again, please listen to me and just do a 1x first, okay? People underestimate how much time it actually takes. Okay, so I'm resizing the width and the height, just like we did previously with the DEM in Paint.net. Okay, I'm gonna save that. BC1 linear. I don't think it actually matters, this part. This will matter in the future when we're actually editing textures on buildings and stuff like that, but right now it doesn't matter. Okay, it should be saved. I'm going to hover over it real quick, make sure that, yep, 4096 by 4096. Now you can rescale this in GIMP. We're going to open this with GIMP, by the way. You can rescale it in GIMP. There's different methods, it doesn't matter. It's just GIMP kind of takes a while. The scaling, if you use like I think bicubic scaling or different types of scaling, that GIMP has more options. It takes a little bit longer to process and it's annoying. So that's why I open it in Paint.net first to scale it. So it's gonna say load DDS. Okay, I guess we have it's as a DDS, but we're gonna save it as a PNG eventually. So this doesn't matter. Load bitmaps. I don't want to load bitmaps. Automatically decode images went to. I don't care. So if you're loading up a PNG, it probably won't say that here, but I just want it like I have it. Okay. Okay, we have the image. This is GIMP, by the way. Up here is the kind of the image type. I don't know if you want to, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's RGB, color 8-bit, gamma integer, GIMP built in RZF. So this actually matters later. The weight files are like, are they in grayscale? No, some of the GRLE files will be in grayscale. All that matters, but we're going to get into that later. We have our image in front of us. We have layers over here on the right hand side. We have our brush settings over here under tool options. You can always, I think, should be able to either go to Windows to show these docs. I'm not sure what it looks like when you download it first, but this is what we want. Okay. Now, if you've messed with GIMP or something like that, you can always do reset to default values down here. But this is how I have it set up. Try to replicate that, I think, except for the radius. Okay, we want the hard brush. Okay, we want normal mode. We want hardness at 100. force, I guess I use 50. I don't think I adjust that at all. We do not want any of these settings down here. We do not want applied jitter. We don't want smooth stroke. We don't want lock brush. We don't want incremental. We want fade length at 0. We want opacity up here. This one is commonly missed because it's like not down here. It's like right up here. We want that at 100. Okay, make sure you get those settings right. Basic dynamics, make sure you have those settings right because that can cause issues down the road. Okay, so we're going to click on, yeah, that's the paintbrush tool. We're going to click on the foreground color. This is the foreground color box. Back here is the background color box. We want foreground though. Okay, this is how we change our colors. Okay, we're going to be changing this color to just do 55. We're gonna switch over, to 0 to 255 and then HSV. Make sure those tabs are selected. And then I'm gonna click 255 and then I'm just gonna type in 0, 0 down here and I'm gonna click OK. That should get us a nice red color. You can do whatever color you want. It doesn't really matter. This is just helpful to, using bright colors can be helpful to see the fields, especially when we're changing the colors to what the colors should be. That Giants Editor will actually read. So Giants Editor reads certain color distributions on an image, and it says, okay, this color equals your cultivator state, and this color equals a plowed state, and this color equals grass. Okay, so it's reading off all of those differences in color, and then it's painting it on the ground. Okay, that's basically what's going on here. And I'm gonna go in here really quick just to show you guys. Let's go into the tutorial map. I'm gonna go in here really quick just to show you guys what we're gonna be replacing. We're gonna be replacing cultivator density, and we're gonna be replacing fruit density in this lesson. We're gonna do it and knock them both out at the same time. I'm gonna get a little bit more advanced, hopefully in the next lesson, maybe after that, on fruit density, how we can do deco foliage really quick as well. But right now we're just gonna do grass, just normal grass, and make sure it's out of our fields and out of the way. Okay, so those are the two we're going to be replacing. We're going to be replacing them with PNG files instead of GDM files. We're going to have to go into the map to tell it to look for a PNG instead of a GDM. We'll get there. Don't worry about it right now. All right, I'm going to go over here to layers. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go up to new layer, and I'm just going to call that layer name fields. And you want it the same width, same height and everything, but it should already have that preset for you. Click OK. I want to make sure it's above PDA. I don't want it to be below. I want it to be above PDA.dds. Okay, or .png or whatever it's called for you. Okay, and got field selected. That we don't want PDA selected. We want field selected. You're gonna go to paintbrush tool. You're gonna click on foreground color. That's cool. I'm gonna increase the radius here. I'm probably gonna increase it to like 30. Let's try closer to, I tend to stick around 30 to 40 to 50. Okay, so we're gonna go down here and I'm gonna increase the zoom a little bit. I'm just gonna do a couple fields here. So maybe I'll do a wacky field like this one up here. I'll do a square field and we'll just check. I won't do them all right now because that takes a long time and I'm not gonna do a whole video on that. I'll just do that in my own time. Okay. So let's start with this one right here. Now it can be difficult to see some of these fields because they're from Google Earth. If you go back to Earth Explorer, you can actually see a different satellite imagery of these fields, and it might guide you in painting these fields. Okay, you can also go to like Google Maps, I think, and it'll be different from Google Earth. So it's just a matter of when they took those images. So, okay, so let's get into it. I'm just gonna click down here in this corner. I'm gonna hold down Shift. I'm gonna drag across. I'm gonna click again, and I can keep holding down Shift if I want. I don't need to right now. I'm gonna release Shift, and then you can hold down Shift again down here in this corner. Look how easy this is. This is just stupid easy. Actually, this kind of got a weird edge here, so I'm going to bring that down over here, holding Shift still, right click, Shift, right click, boom. Okay, that's the outline of the field. All right, We'll fill it in here in a second, but I'm going to do a crazy field. This looks like a crazy field. All right, I hate this, but I'm going to do it anyways. All right, so I'm going to decrease the radius just a hair. So for around curves, you can freehand the curves if you want. I tend to try to just click rapidly. Can be very helpful. Just clicking rapidly here and holding down shift as I'm going along here. I think if you try to paint it freehand, it'll be a little too pixelated in Giants Editor, so it'll look a little funky on the edges of the field. Okay, that's my weird field. I'll do another standard field far enough away from the other ones that I don't even know. Is this 2 fields or 1 field? I'm just gonna call this 2 fields. The more the merrier. It doesn't matter how many fields there are here. Looks like there's something here. I'm not gonna reference the actual image here. That takes too long. Okay. All right. So I got 3 here, but you're gonna want to do them all. And you're going to want to save as you go. So file, I'm going to save this really quick. I'm just going to save it to the desktop pda.xcf. Just going to save it as I go. Because you never know when GIMP's going to crash. It's not as fickle as Giants Editor, but okay. So 100%. Actually, we don't really need 100%. We do. You can type in whatever number you want down here, by the way. It doesn't have to be. You can do 75% if you want. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on this button. This bucket fill. Okay, I'm gonna click fill type foreground color, and I want affected area to be fill similar colors. I also want it to fill transparent areas. By the way, when we look over here, you see how the man, you'll see it when you're doing it. You probably can't see it on my on the screen, but this is. We're painting on this layer. Okay, if we were painting on this layer, the bucket fill will not work. Okay, it'll feel like it'll feel, I don't know, like similar colors, but it'll look all funky and everything. We want to be painting and filling on this image. Okay, so, or on this layer, I apologize. Okay, so I got similar areas selected. I don't have any of this. Don't have anti-aliasing. Don't do that. Okay. Or diagonal neighbors. That's very specific instances where you're going to use that. Fill transparent areas. Yes, that's what I want because we're on a layer that is transparent. I'm going to click right here with my right click. That's my foreground color that we use to paint with the paintbrush. I'm going to do that again right here. I'm going to do that again right here. Now, excuse me. There are these little creases here. You can kind of see it. I don't know if you can. This doesn't actually show up, I don't think, in Giants, in the actual Giants editor, but sometimes I don't know, it bugs me sometimes, so I just paint over them anyways. Just freehand paint over them. I do not believe these will show up in Giants editor when I've done it. But hey, we could always try it later, see if that happens, but I'm gonna do it. But do it anyways. Why not? You know, make it look nice. Okay, do that over here. So probably increasing the radius would really help for this, but I don't know why I'm not. Okay. Okay. All right. So we want to make this background layer 0, 0, 0, which is just pitch black. Okay. We're gonna switch that foreground color to 0, 0, 0. We're make sure we're click on pda.dds here. Okay, and then we're just gonna click on. I mean, you could delete this layer if you really want, but you know, we're just gonna go with this. Fill similar colors. Now we're gonna do fill whole selection here. Look at that. See how it shows up black over here on the right hand side, and it's just completely covered in 0, 0, 0 black. Which is the infinite abyss black there. That's good. Okay, now we're gonna click over here. We should click on. We should make the background of this as well. Let's see. Not fill whole selection. Fill similar colors just away from the field. See how it changed down here. You can do that first before you do the PDA one. It doesn't matter too much. So both of the backgrounds on this is 0, 0, 0. Now we're going to keep fill similar colors selected. We're going to change this number to 1000. Okay? 1000 is cultivator state. Okay? I don't know the numbers for the other ones, so, you have to figure that out on your own. But it doesn't really matter. You typically just want to cultivate one state, cultivator state, and then you can use the easy developer mod or similar mods to turn them into a plowed texture if you really want. So this is 100. Have the bucket filled. Fill similar colors. I'm just gonna click on this color. Look at it's gone. It's gone. And it's gone. Now all of those are 1000. Okay. You can't see it right now, but they are. You just gotta trust yourself, okay? And you gotta make sure you're clicking only on those. If you click outside of that and you do and you fill, a certain area and it all just becomes 000 or all becomes 1000, you did something wrong, okay? Make sure you're only clicking on those fields and only that field that you clicked on is disappearing. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do Control Z, which is just undo. I'm gonna click that again. Make sure I did that right. Okay. Control Z removes it. See. Okay. So those are my fields. I'm gonna export as. Where is the map? Tutorial map. Oh shoot. That's not the one I want. Tutorial map. There we go. Maps. Map.de, you can put this on your desktop as well and just drag it in if you really wanted. I'm going to do cultivator density underscore density dot png. That's what you want to name it. I'm going to export it. I don't think I have a PNG of a cultivator density in there. These are my presets: save background color, save resolution, save creation time. I don't think any of that really matters. Except, I don't know, interlacing. I've never had that checked. I don't know what that does. Export. Cool beans. Keep this open, by the way. You might need it. We can get it back for fruit density, but right now we don't need it. Okay, so is it in here? I keep burping, sorry. It's in here, look at that. 4096 by 4096. Okay. We're gonna delete the old GDM here. We just want this PNG image here. That GDM, the game will read the GDM, so like this fruit density of GDM, it will read that over your PNG, okay? It'll completely ignore the PNG even exists, okay? It'll read the GDM first, even if you tell it to read the PNG, okay? We want that GDM out of here. Stop it. All right, there we go. Let's open the map in Notepad++. Scroll to the top. Let's get Control F for find. I typed in cultivator, but you can type in cultivator density if you really want. Yours should say GDM here at the end and not PNG, okay? If it says GDM, you're just gonna erase that GDM and you're gonna type in PNG, okay? Then you're gonna save. All right, you're gonna save it. I don't have a save feature because I didn't change anything. All right, then sometimes what happens is it doesn't show up immediately. So I'm gonna open it. Oh, 1 second. My dog is barking. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm gonna open the map. Oh. And my fields didn't show up. Okay. 1 second. Troubleshooting. Make sure it's actually in there. 2048, 40, 96 by 40, 96. That's good. That's good. That's good. Sometimes you just need to completely drag it into a random folder. Drag your map into a random folder and then open it from there. I don't know why it does this. There they are. Yeah, so sometimes you need to drag it into that into a different folder in order for it to register that there's a new PNG in there. Sometimes sometimes it's the fact that you still have the GDM in there and you need to delete the GDM. It's one of those two. Yeah, so you won't have to do that, but yeah. Just drag it into a random folder and open it up from there and it'll be like, "Oh, yeah, now I remember." All right, so now we have fields, but the fields, look, they got grass in them. I don't want that. All right, and actually we can check this really quick. Check this, drag this up through. Look at those other fields that we painted. You see them? You're looking at the PDA and then pretty accurate if you ask me. Okay. Let's try not to be too cringe. I'm gonna save that. I like it. Save it. Shouldn't take too long to save. Okay, let me get another swig of coffee. All right. Now, we want grass out of those fields. All right, so I'm going to click Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. So we're back here again. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Okay, I'm going to click, and hopefully you've got all your fields painted in and everything. And not just did what I did. Okay, let me pull up the PowerPoint really quick. I need to remind myself here. I'm a little frazzled. Let's see here. Fruit density, right? Okay, it's 130. Okay, so our background is going to be 130. And our fields now, where we don't want the grass, it's going to be 0, 0, 0. Okay, so let's change this to 0. Cool. So here's my bucket fill foreground color, because our foreground color is 0, 0, 0. Fill similar colors. Click on those right there. You can do that really quick, or you can be really slow if you're scared you're going to ruin something. 130. This is for normal grass. 130 is normal grass, just the kind that you can mow. Okay. That's kind of a red color. All right, so we can fill the whole background here, fill whole selection if you really want, like that. Normally I just delete this. I just delete this layer, but you know, it's nice to have it there to check if you need it. Okay, so fill similar colors, not whole selection. When you got this fields layer selected, don't do whole selection, or else it's going to fill in your fields as well. And then you have to get Control Z and do it over again. Fill similar colors. Okay, and the similar colors in this layer is just the transparent area. Okay, if this PDA were gone, it would just be a transparent checkered background like it kind of shows right here. That's why we want fill transparent areas selected. Fill similar colors. Have that layer selected. Paint mode. See how it painted over here? You can't see it, but painted underneath. That's good. Okay, so let's file, not save as, export as. Let's go to desktop. Where is our tutorial map? You know, this would be a lot easier if it would put it at the top here like I wanted it to. Date modified, it should be at the top. Apologize. I really need to clean this desktop up. You know what? It's oh, I put it in a folder. That's right. I put it in a new folder. That's why I can't find it. I'm dumb. Okay, maps, map.de. All right, now we want to just save this as fruit density .png, not GDM. Stop offering that to me. All right, export. Same thing that we did with cultivator density. Okay, so let's go into the map here. All right, so we have that extra, it's in here. You can see it here. We have that fruit density in here. We want to delete that. Okay, we go in, open the maps up again. Fruit density, by the way, is the same pixel size as cultivator density. That's why we were able to do this both at the same time. Oh, wait, I want fruit density. There we go, .png, perfect. That's how I want it. I bet I'll have to move this outside of this folder again so that it'll actually show or register in Giants Editor. Open in GE again. Open the map in GE. Sip your coffee. And now if I zoom in, there should be grass not in this field. That's a lie. There shouldn't be grass in these fields. Let me check really quick. That's all. Oh, wait. Did I change these to 0, 0, 0? Yes, I did. Actually, let me make sure. Color picker tool. This should turn to 1 when I switch it over. Oh, 0. Sorry, I do want 0, 0. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Let's make sure. Just make double check here. Make sure it's the right size. It should absolutely be the right size. And it should be the right color. The background should be 30. Sometimes you do, yep, 130. Sometimes you need to do a little bit of troubleshooting. All right, put that back in the folder again. Open it up again in Giants Editor. Don't know why it does this. It's a little frustrating, but okay. There we go. Just by moving the folder, we fixed the problem. I'm not sure why it does that. I'm pretty sure. I think the reason why it does it is because in the XML, I have it as PNG already. And when I was loading it in Giants Editor earlier, it was reading off a GDM file. And so this time it was confused, probably was thinking it's still a GDM file, a ghost GDM file or something like that. I'm not quite sure. It's some sort of memory issue with Giants Editor. So now it's outside of the field. We'll get into a script that's going to allow us to paint all this deco foliage down. So I'll show you really quick. Let me click on the little plant here, foliage layer. Let's go to deco foliage and, click what's in a very obvious one. Okay. Oh, paint. Tool's a little large. So we're going to get into a script that'll paint all of this randomly. Okay. And we won't have to worry about it. It'll be a lot easier and a lot prettier. If you want to keep it as grass, you absolutely can. But I think the script adds the deco foliage adds some depth to your foliage on the map, your fruits on the map. So we'll get into a script that's gonna make it look or to give the map that depth, that detail that other gray maps have. So, all right. We did it. We got fields into the map. Hopefully you've got way more than mine, than I do. That's pretty much it. Pretty simple, right? Isn't that just make life so much easier? And these are all the correct size. I mean, come on. It's so close. It's so close. That's amazing. And so now we're gonna get into really, really cool. The map's just gonna start coming to life now. We're gonna do our trees. We're gonna do a tree script to run trees in our map. I don't think I have too many trees to put in this map, but I'll show you it anyways. So it's gonna randomly place all those trees. We'll do the foliage script as well, and we will do our street spline constructor. So we'll start putting in the roads and everything. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.